What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about Lucid. Dreaded CPI came out. I want to go over what that data is, what Lucid is currently going through, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that said, let's get right to it. Currently, Lucid is down 2.04%, which does suck, especially based off of what was announced yesterday. So their Q1 production and delivery numbers. But in comparison to a lot of the other EVs, it is holding up. So Tesla itself is down 3.4, Rivian is down 4.3, Polestar is down. And so I think in reality, Lucid is doing somewhat okay. Very little volume though, so 10.2 million shares were traded, 28 is the average. So bigger institutions aren't really getting into Lucid so far today. As you can kind of see, only 4 transactions on the secondary market. Dark pool is a little bit more popular or somewhat the same. Of course, dark pool is linked to shorting, and shorting, it is at all-time highs. So I'm going to talk about that. Today there hasn't been any recent news, no SEC filings. So last news or whatever else was yesterday, and that was associated to their numbers. So Q1 production and delivery numbers. Looking at the good old CPI. So I think everyone was very cautiously optimistic, but turns out it did come in a little bit hotter than anticipated. So year over year, 3.5 versus the 3.4 forecast, and month over month came in a little bit hotter as well. Looking at the individual month over month, so again, it was 0.4, but majority of that was due to the energy basket. So in reality, yes, I think the CPI data isn't as bad as what a lot of people are saying, but the only negative aspect that the market is starting to now assume is that rates will not be getting cut anytime soon. So it might maintain or kind of stay higher for longer. So that is in reality the only aspect that is really hurting the broader market today. So it does suck, and most likely it is accurate that they will probably be maintaining maybe July till August for the current rates. So let me know your thoughts on that. Aside from that though, unofficially Lucid did post this, so they didn't do any official PR, but they just posted it on social media saying that it looks like thrilled to announce that we are here in Geneva in partnership with this company right here, Hodinkee. I completely butchered that, but you guys get what I'm saying. So it looks like there is a new sponsor. So ultimately that is good. Is that a reason to buy Lucid? Not so much. I think Lucid is very good at having high-end luxury partnerships, but I don't think any of those really do amount in any sales. But still, it's good for marketing maybe down the line or something like that. So just let me know your thoughts on that. When it comes down to shorts, so it is at all-time high numbers. So 31.7% of the free float is being shorted. Right now, shorts are increasing 509,000, 280.86 million shares overall are being shorted, and utilization is at 100%. Cost to borrow average is a little bit higher than yesterday, so 33.6%. And the reason why it did have this very big jump up to now record highs is because of this, or right over here, sorry, but ultimately, the NASDAQ 2 times per month does disclose the true amount of shares being shorted. So they did disclose that yesterday. So as of March the 28th, which is somewhat delayed, so this is where Ortex kind of takes this information and runs with it. But as of March the 28th, there was 277.96 million shares overall being shorted. And at that time, it works out to be 31.59%. So shorts have been very bold over this last little bit. You can kind of see all the way back to December 15th, 2022. It initially was 26.42%, had a low about 19%. So shorts ever since the beginning have always been involved with Lucid, and I think that's one of the things that's really held it down. Again, I don't know if that's correlated to maybe the PIF or something else, because a lot of other comparable EVs such as Rivian has maybe a 15% short interest. So it's just something is fundamentally wrong with Lucid, or at least cursed, that it just attracts shorts. Aside from that though, looking at options, you do see $267,000 in calls being purchased versus 373 in puts. But sentiment-wise, 52% of all the options being done today are optimistic. Nonetheless, I'm sure a lot of that is associated to shorts hedging their bets just in case Lucid does go up. Because like I said, Lucid is faring rather well. And plus the technicals are looking a little bit more optimistic. But of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be above $3 by the end of next week. So I think this week is kind of out of the window as of right now, or not much hope for that. But looking at puts, you do see a consensus for it to be sub around 250. So I think more negative side is anticipated rather than anything. But aside from that though, as far as new updated analyst ratings, there was only one that did come in, a hold rating, Bank of America, John Murphy, who has a 55% success rating, and so didn't really give a price target either. And I would have anticipated a hell of a lot more analyst ratings as a result of their Q1 and production numbers, but regardless, you'll probably have that coming out maybe today or the rest of the week. So that could be something to really focus on, because like I said, with those numbers, it does give some validity to more upside, at least throughout 2024. So maybe analysts might be able to piggyback off of that and give 4, 5, and whatever else price targets. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Aside from all of that fun jazz with it right now at $2.64, it is on this S1. So like I said, it has been holding up rather well. If this does break, then this is where it'll trade between this S2 and this S1. So 243 will be that next strong support, aka a new 52-week and all-time low. So hopefully this is able to hold, so just kind of stay tuned for that for the rest of the day. We are about to head into power hour, so no doubtably there's going to be a hell of a lot of volatility in the broader market, because I think a lot of people don't really know whether this is the bottom, because there was a lot of hope in the market associated to rate cuts. And because of today's CPI, even though like I said the CPI itself wasn't all that bad, it did show the presence of clearly inflation and thus no real justification for the feds to cut the rates. So it's a very difficult scenario right now. But all in all, like I said, I think Lucid is holding up rather well. On the actual chart itself, it is still unfortunately lower percentile of the boiling band. And looking at stochastic, it is considered very oversold at around 13. So that's still a fairly good thing. So if there's a good piece of news that does come out, like I've said, you'll see a rush of value investors, as what clearly happy with the Q1 production and delivery numbers. Number of retail investors are getting out today, clearly just taking profits or whatever else. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What is your thoughts, for instance, on this recent partnership? I'm not really a crazy fan of it, but at least it shows that Lucid is alive and trying to do something behind the scenes. As well, what is your thoughts on shorts? Especially the short interest right now is 31.71%. Do you think that's justified, or do you think that maybe they're overextended? What is your thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, make sure you guys take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 7 fractional shares of the Mag 7. So a total value of roughly $35. So that's a pretty good return on investment for throwing $100 at a new account. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.